Hey everyone, and welcome back to Caught Lookin. Joining me tonight for episode 10 are Allie and Mikayla. How are you tonight, ladies?
Hello.
Hello. All right.
Oh,
So the
I'm
first,
excited to be here. I've been here in a couple weeks.
it has been a minute since we've seen you, Allie. I'm happy you're able to join us. Um, so the first things first, about like 15 minutes after we stopped recording last week, they announced that Craig Albanese, our associate manager and Stephen Vogt's right-hand man, has been hired by the Baltimore Orioles as their new manager, which is super exciting for them. I'm really happy for the Orioles, actually, but also just a huge bummer for us. That's a big loss.
I'm gonna miss the God's ball
Mm,
meme.
God's ball.
That joke's
God's
not going to
ball.
be as funny anymore without his accent.
It's really not.
Um, but I think this was inevitable. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
if it didn't happen this year, we were going to be hearing rumors about him interviewing for jobs every single offseason until it happened. And I'm glad it's to a team that I can tolerate and not one that I despise. So,
I agree. It sounds like the Orioles had a really tough go of it. When I was in Cleveland for a week and basically attended the entire Orioles series. And we unfortunately for them, fortunately for us, just walloped on them. It was not a pretty series by any stretch of the imagination for them. And everything I had heard, being semi-local to Baltimore, they were not pleased with their season this year.
can't blame him for that.
No, no. So I'm interested to see how Craig works with them. I'm sure, like I said, as I always knew that Craig was out the door at some point. He was not going to be on our bench for many years to come. But I did not expect it to just be 2 years. I really thought he had at least one or two more years left in him here. So that's a
Yeah,
loss. I'm
the
interested.
Orioles, or
Go ahead.
sorry, the
Go.
Orioles are like a young team though, so I feel like he
Mhm.
actually would be a great choice for like another young team to come in with. So,
That is
I
true.
mean,
Yeah, his
probably
past 2 years with the guards.
I'm happy for him. I also like the Orioles, so I'm optimistic that they have a good season next year. I mean, they had so much potential, or they had such a good season like 2 seasons ago, right? Like not what was it?
Yeah,
The 2024 season was so impressive. So I feel like it was actually a good choice, and I'm happy for him. He will be missed, and I'll never forget the meme of him, or not the meme, but the video of him throwing the sunflower seeds during our
oh
10
my
game
God.
losing streak. Um, I think about that a lot, so thank you for that.
Their relationship was fantastic. And I know Vote's gonna miss him too. I'm not sure who's out there who can fill uh his shoes. I was talking to the ladies earlier and we were talking about various coaches and such. And the fun thing about baseball is that, especially for coaching, you really only need a manager and then you kind of make up everything else as you go. You don't really you can just take anyone, say, "Hey, I'm going to make you a coach," and you make up their name for them and you just go on with your life.
You might not need to hire a new coach because you could have just thrown someone on the staff last season that didn't have a real job and now they do. So it could be nobody. Like, what is Corey Kluber's job title? Does he have one? Is he
I
just here?
honestly, he's just here for the vibes, apparently.
Pitching vibes.
Yeah, not that he neds to be our bench coach. I'm
No,
assuming he's our pitching coach in waiting. Um, but
that
there
is
can be
also my
anyone like
assumption.
that.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll and as soon as we hear news, we'll be on here to discuss it. Um, Next topic is the World Series is over. Baseball is officially over for the year. The 2025 season is done, and the Dodgers won.
That was
Mm.
the greatest World Series I've ever seen.
It was the entire playoffs was I'm normally not into the playoffs if the guards aren't in it. I normally don't watch. I'll watch maybe like a little bit of World Series, but I was locked in, especially on that Jays Mariners series. My God,
That was good baseball.
it was really good baseball.
And I didn't watch last year's World Series because Yankees and Dodgers is the most boring outcome. There's no storyline to be watched
Absolutely.
there. Um, this one was a lot of fun. I enjoyed watching it, even if it didn't end the way I would have liked it. And if this outcome gets us revenue sharing or a salary floor or a minimum percentage of revenue that should be put back into player salaries, I will take it.
100%. I do think, yeah, so I'm optimistic. So I think a lockout is coming in
Oh
2027,
yeah.
right? Because the what's it, the player association contract thing
The CBA.
ends.
Yeah,
Thank you.
CBA. That's what I was thinking.
I
Mhm.
was like, I don't know what it's called. Ends December 1st, 2026. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Because I think a lockout is imminent, and there's just no way we don't go for a floor. I don't think you need a
Yeah.
ceiling, and I don't think
Yeah.
a
And I
ceiling
mean,
is what baseball needs, but a floor
I
is.
know we're gonna do probably a whole episode on the CBA negotiations and potential lockout, but you look at the revenue, and I mean, the Guardians could put 100% of team revenue into player salaries, and they still would not be able to match the Dodgers.
Hmm.
So, yes, our ownership acts a little broke sometimes, but they also are just broke relatively. Like, that's not entirely a choice. It's not that they're just not choosing to spend money. And I don't know. We can get more into this in detail on that episode, but it's not as simple as some teams choose not to spend because that's not what's happening.
Yeah, it's definitely our situation is much different than the Dodgers situation. Because they're not just it's not just Los Angeles, which is first of all a massive viewing area anyways that has a ton of dollars pouring into it. It's also like the entire Asian coast. It's Japan. It's Korea. It's all these countries that, they're pulling guys from and they're getting because they're a West Coast team and, you know, those players probably want to stay on the West Coast more so that it's easier to get back to, their home in Japan. So it's a much different revenue stream that those guys are seeing, that those teams are receiving than us in Cleveland. But we might have Australia coming up here next year.
That's what
So
I was thinking.
we gotta, I mean, I feel like we did take advantage of it when Della Vadova was making a name for himself on the Cavs. I feel like the Cavs and Australia made some inroads to advertising and streaming or showing this, getting Australia involved for their player. So hopefully
I wonder if that plays a role in roster decisions in any way.
what other countries you can attract via
Like,
your overseas
would we
players.
be less inclined to manipulate service time if it meant we could draw Australian viewership for an extra 3 weeks or so?
Who knows? I mean, we'll have to see what happens with Bazana next year. If he makes the big league club out of spring training, which again I don't believe is going to happen, then I have a feeling that might have that who knows, like that could be something that they're thinking about as like, okay, he looks good enough to get
Hmm.
onto the field, and we want every single penny of that, potential
Yeah.
money that there is. So
Well, and I don't know enough to know that this team has ever manipulated service time for the sake of manipulating service time, but I'm hoping the consequences of twiddling their thumbs with Chase DeLauder this season taught them something, and we won't have to have fake press conferences about why guys who are major league ready are not in the major leagues.
honestly, I am still surprised that they brought DeLauder up in the playoffs. Pleasantly surprised. But I'm curious if that is going to continue into next year. If that was like a one-time thing to like placate people, or like they're actually going to put DeLauder on the starting roster next year and keep things moving and pull up more guys as they get basically immediately to that major league ready line instead of holding them down like they have been doing.
Yeah, and that's a whole other conversation. But
Yeah.
there's just that added extra layer of incentive that you have a whole country that is also maybe waiting for this promotion. It's not just Cleveland that's going to be mad at you if you do this again. It's going to be a whole country.
And those Aussies can get mean.
We might need them to.
Please, Australia, get in on this. Join our war against the Dolans.
That sure
Oh,
was a tangent.
well, I mean,
Yeah,
that's what
so World Series
happens.
was great.
Oh, that's what we were talking about, the World Series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am heartbroken for the Jays, in all honesty. Last night, I was talking to one of my friends who lives in Canada, and she was just breathing into a paper bag the entire time. So she was devastated. And I feel so bad for our guys, our old guardians there.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
it just the Blue Jays honestly outplayed the Dodgers the basically entire series, I thought, in my opinion.
Hmm.
I was really impressed with everything. The Blue Jays like offense was just like so impressive the whole time. The last game was hard because as soon as Paez caught that ball over Kike, I was like, oh, that's it. Like
Mm.
as soon as that
Yeah.
happened, I was like,
Hmm.
oh no, the tides have turned. Like I knew it. It was that moment forward, I was like, oh, this is the Dodgers game now. Because you can't, the Dodgers are unfortunately too good to give them that many opportunities.
Yeah.
And it was, yeah, you only have so much you can do. So as soon as that catch up, and I was like, oh no, this is it.
Yeah, going into extras is hard too. Like it's just they're emptying the tank. They're putting every single guy on that mound you got. I mean, Bieber came in like he pitched what, 2 games ago or something like that.
Yeah. You
So
mean
you have to. Like I realize that.
Yoshinobu or Yoshinobu just literally
Hmm.
had what pitched like 137 pitches in
Oh
like
yeah, because he had a complete
2 days.
game, like game
He
three.
had a complete game earlier in the league in the series, and then he pitched again on like game 6, and then he pitched again in game
Jesus
7.
Christ.
Yeah, which is
That's
why I was actually really happy for him. I feel like he's a really enjoyable person to root for, so I'm happy that he got the MVP and stuff. As much
I
as I
was
want the Dodgers to not win, like I do, they have some very root players that are like easy to root for.
I was on Twitter and I saw someone post some silly memes of Kike Hernandez. Not memes even, just photos, just silly photos of him. And he seems so fun and goofy and silly. And I'm like, I want to be able to root for this man, but I cannot right now while he is on this team. Like it just makes me sad in my heart. They're the West Coast Yankees to me at this point. I'm just like, I can't do it. I can't root for either. They're just two auraless teams anchoring the country on the East Coast and the West Coast.
I'll give the Dodgers are a little more fun. I think they enjoy playing
Slightly.
baseball, which is not something that I think I'm observing when I see the Yankees play. So I'll give them that.
Yeah.
I do believe that the Japanese pitchers, they look like they love each other. Like I do think there is some personality to the Dodgers, and I I saw someone say that Shohei took the easiest possible path to a championship, and maybe that is true, but he also played for the Angels for what, 5, 6 years next to one of the best hitters of all time. And that team sucked.
Yeah.
And when I think about the fact that the first 5 to 6 years of his major league career was pretty much a waste, I don't blame him for taking the easy way out because it should have been easy there and it wasn't. So I don't blame him for that. And then I don't blame any Japanese pitchers for joining him there because he looks happy and it looks like the organization has taken care of him.
That is true.
And why wouldn't you go play with somebody that shares your culture and your language? And so I don't blame them for that. I do think they have some personality. And I think, I believe that their culture plays a big role in why they win. But did they have a little bit of a cheat code that other teams don't have with their revenue? Yes, they did. And
It's
so that
probably
is
more
boring.
with the front office that I have my gripes
Yeah.
with and the way that
Yeah.
they're manipulating um the contracts and all the deferred money and
Yeah, all
stuff.
of
It's
the
just
deferred money's is rough. It really is.
yeah.
But like I mean I agree with Ali. Like mostly like it's a they're without looking at all the front office stuff, like the team is actually pretty easy to root for. I mean, Shohei is like seems like
Shohei
an
is
incredible.
adorable.
He's so cute and he's so just like happy to be playing baseball. And I think I'm very impressed with him. I know got some backlash on Twitter because I made like a joke about putting him on a card. Um and I just want to say, like, I love Shohei Ohtani. I think he's the greatest baseball player of all time. And I do indefinitely root for him at all times. So I'm happy that he's having all this success, honestly. I feel like it's cool to have the greatest player of all time also win championships.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't think anyone will disagree with you that Shohei is probably going to go down as, if not top three, top, absolute top best baseball player to walk this earth in history. Um, So we are blessed to watch him and just what a ridiculous human he is. Um, and also just be adorable and sweet and
Oh yeah, he was so and he was so excited for Yoshi yesterday. It was just so
yeah.
cute. He's just I just really like them. I really do. I don't want the Dodgers to win against the Guardians ever, but I do like watching good baseball.
And this as much as it was a really really good series. They both fought till the very end. And because there's a dome, there was no rain delays. It was just pure fight until the end. There was no godly, well, except unless you count the stuck ball, godly interference. Which that's a discussion for another time, I think. But I do think they made the right call there. All right. Well, congratulations to the Dodgers, I guess. We'll see what happens next year.
Mhm.
So moving on, speaking of next year and also kind of like the playoffs and the lead up into the playoffs, the Guardians played around this year starting in September with a six-man rotation, which I think turned out really, really well. I think their pitching thrived when they moved into that six-man rotation. I know Allie wanted to chat a bit about this, so I'm going to go ahead and throw it over to her since I think she had some notes on this. But six-man rotation and bullpen use, should we do this next year?
So what I wanted to look at is a little bit less related to the six-man rotation,
Okay.
but I think that that did play a role in the Guardians' success, and we'll get to that. Um, what I really wanted to look at was it felt like towards the end of the season, maybe the whole season, Cade Smith, Hunter Gaddis, Matt Festa, and Eric Sabrowski were pitching every single day. And I don't, that is not the case. But it did feel like our bullpen was pretty heavily taxed. They were always pitching in high leverage games. It just felt like we were seeing them a lot more often than I recall seeing relief pitchers in the past. And I think there are a couple of changes in baseball that have led to relief pitchers being used more that we don't talk about very much. And one thing, the rule changes that happened after the 2019 season, I think, played a huge role. Starting pitching, pitchers don't go deep into games anymore. We know that that has played a role. I think the three batter minimum rule and that pitchers have to stay in longer plays a role because
Mm-hmm.
you're not bringing pitchers in for three or four pitches anymore. They have to face three batters before they can be removed. So what I wanted to look at is appearances by relief pitchers in the past couple of seasons and the number of innings pitched by relievers in the past couple of seasons. And I think the rule changes had a lot to do with that, but some of it is a little different. So I looked at stats. I picked a couple of years within the past 20 for specific reasons. But within the last 20 years, we have seen an increase in the number of relief pitchers who've made 50 plus appearance per year. We have seen an increase in the number of outs recorded by relief pitchers, which that one is probably a direct correlation to the rule change that requires them to see more batters. And we have also seen an increase in the number of pitchers that a team uses in a year. Does that make sense?
I think it makes sense.
And I think that all of this is happening because we are seeing relievers be responsible for a bigger chunk of innings than we have in the past. And what I noticed while I was doing this research is that while other teams are requiring more pitchers per year to get through a season because you're putting a lot more pressure on the pitchers on your roster, the Guardians are usually towards the bottom. In the last couple of years, they've been towards the bottom in different pitchers used. So they are below league average. While other teams are having to make roster moves and switch their pitchers out, the Guardians are doing that less. And I think that that is why it felt like we were seeing those guys so often. And I don't know if that is a testament to the success of our bullpen in general, or if that is a testament to our guys being able to stay healthy. But at a time where I think bullpens are more important than ever because your starting pitchers are not going as long into games, the Guardians bullpen has been very good. And where it feels like our pitchers are constantly being put in these high pressure situations, it's because they handle them and because we can trust them to do that. So I thought that was just something that was really interesting to look at. And maybe that's why we did end up with a six-man rotation because there just isn't room for all of those guys out there.
I know there was a lot of backlash for some reason against Festa this year. But when you actually like look into his numbers, he was pretty decent in his actual appearances from what I remember seeing. Like people were like weirdly upset by him always being on, but then honestly, he really didn't have that many screw ups.
Yeah, I think he might have had maybe some rough outings early because it wasn't
Yeah.
towards the end of the year, the end of the season is really when I was like, we should be nicer to him. He's not bad.
Yeah, exactly. There was a
He
big
blew some games in the beginning of the season, and
that's
I think that
probably
was just
why.
leaves
It
like a
was
sour taste in everyone's mouth, you know?
yeah.
Which a lot of things blew a lot of games in the beginning of the season, which is how we ended up where we were. I mean, that's magnified things.
Yeah, I mean, I would also say that obviously losing Class A to changed the way the bullpen usage because it used to be what it would be Heron, Gaddis, Cade, Class A. We had and I would be interested in seeing, did you look at last year compared to this year to see what, and Heron was down for a little bit too. They sent him back to the
Mhm.
minors for a minute. So obviously his usage is going to be different from last year to compared to this year. And obviously Cade's is going to be more because he basically took over for Class A. So I guess I would be curious as to Gaddis's usage between last year and this year and see if that shifted significantly.
Yeah. I didn't, so I didn't look at individual
Gotcha.
players
No, that makes sense.
specifically. But I did make this note that I find interesting because my eye test was just so very wrong that the Guardians led the MLB in innings pitched by starters. Our starters covered 388 innings this year,
That's
which is
crazy.
yes.
I
And
would
so
not have assumed that at all.
no, and that's I wanted to look into this because I really thought our relievers, it felt like they were being overused, but our relievers
Yeah.
threw the fewest innings of any bullpen in baseball.
That is
Like Stephen
honestly
Kwan.
mind blowing.
I'm freaking out.
Mikayla just
Good.
attributes everything to Stephen Kwan. Doesn't matter what it is.
No, I'm assuming he won a gold glove. Is
He
that what
did.
that
He
meant?
won
Oh,
I'm crying. I'm so sorry.
yay. I'm like,
Sorry, I
what
couldn't
did
keep
he
it in.
say?
Oh,
No, that's
sorry.
fine.
Oh my God.
Yay,
Congrats to Stephen. I'm so
Steven.
sorry.
No, I love it. Thank you.
Congrats to Stephen Kwan on your fourth Gold Glove in 4 seasons.
That's
I would
crazy,
die for
man.
you. Holy shit. I
No, I love the raw reaction. That's beautiful. I honest to God thought you were attributing our bullpen usage to Stephen Kwan.
no,
I
that
mean,
too, probably. But
technically, in a way, his outfield prowess has assisted in less pitches by the pitchers and keeping us in games.
yeah,
That's amazing. Oh,
I
I'm
think
so
I'm
excited.
crying.
As you should be. He's fantastic. Hashtag extend Stephen Kwan.
He's gonna be expensive now.
He is going to be expensive now.
He always was, but
I
that's
mean,
okay.
yeah, exactly. Regardless, he was going to be expensive. And honestly, he should be. Get that money, sir. Ugh. Anyways, bullpens. Congrats, Stephen Kwan. We're very excited for you. Unfortunately, we did see earlier that Hosey did not get his Golden Glove, which is a bummer. And neither did
Ernie.
Ernie didn't get
Or
his no.
okay, we're
Santana.
not talking about
Santana.
birthdays.
Thank you. Santana. That's because I was trying to think of specifically the Guardians players that were. So we're holding out hope for Schneeman. Schneeman for utility, though I think Ernie's going to win that one.
I can't even be mad if Ernie wins that one.
No, truly I can't. I'll take that. I'll accept that as a good win. I would love obviously for Schneeman to win because he does absolutely deserve that Gold Glove. But it would be cool if Ernie won too. So, bullpen usage.
Yeah. Some other stats that I pulled that kind of did back up what I was seeing. The Guardians ranked top, they were number 2 in relief appearances on 0 days rest. Only Seattle had more pitchers
Shit.
come out of the bullpen on 0 days rest.
I could see that.
Those are 2 good bullpens though. So
Mhm.
whatever works. And we were 4th overall in pitching in general. So that didn't that wasn't really impacted by bullpen or versus starting rotation use. So I guess all I really wanted to look at was, did these rule changes put more pressure on bullpens across the league, and how did the Guardians stand out compared to other teams? And it didn't. It did in a sense, but it didn't. I think bullpen ERA across the league has gotten better year to year, regardless of those rule changes. Innings pitched by relievers has gone up, expectedly so, just with starters doing less. Relief pitchers individually are expected to get more outs than they ever were before. They are throwing more pitches on average, and that I think that's just because they have to. Um, and the only thing that's really changed is that it's just taking more pitchers to get through a season than it ever has before. So you're seeing a lot
Yeah.
of that up and down.
I
Uh,
wonder if because of that, and also now I did a quick Google and they're saying that Tommy John surgeries are not up as much as we think they are. But I do feel like this year it was a lot. Like the past 2 years, I feel like there have been a lot of Tommy John surgeries. I'll have to look more into that and see the exact number. I'm curious if at some point here over the next, I don't know, 5 to 10 years, I'm not expecting this to be a thing that's going to be implemented next year or whatever. But if they, maybe during the CBA negotiations, if they decide to expand the bullpen and allow each team another bullpen arm, um, like they do, because we get 2 players September, right? September call ups is
yeah.
2 players.
Mhm.
I would be
Well,
interested if they permanently expand the bullpen.
Well, that's what I also wanted to look at, because that two-player expansion in September is new since 2020. Before
Oh,
that, you could pull up any guy on your 40 man. Um, and
interesting.
yeah, and so that would lead to games in September. I mean, a pitcher you've never heard of straight from Double A throwing garbage innings.
You
And
know
so
what? I
that
feel
was,
like I
yeah,
remember years ago seeing like 40 dudes in the dugout.
yeah. And it feels like just a spring training game because you can put any one of those.
Yeah.
And so I thought that would contribute to this. I really thought it would, but it looks like it hasn't.
Interesting.
Um, as much. Because I thought, really what I thought I was seeing with my eyes was that um the number of appearances per year would be way higher. And that has not changed. It's just that more pitchers are appearing more times. You don't have as many specialists out of the bullpen as you used to, which makes sense again because you just can't do that. You can't come in and face a batter and leave.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah. So a lot of what I thought I would be seeing based on just the 40-man rules, um, even the ghost runner. One thing I want to know that I could not find anywhere is, did the addition of the ghost runner lead to a specific reduction in innings total? Like, I would think
Hmm.
yes, because you're not having games go 18 innings anymore, except
Yeah.
for World Series game, what, three?
Well, no ghost
Um,
runner in the playoffs, so
yeah, exactly. And that's not happening in the regular season. And maybe there weren't enough of those games to really matter. Um, But that was one stat I couldn't find, is if there are just less innings to be pitched in general, and if that's contributing to some of the things that I'm finding. Um,
it could.
but
I
I
would
could
be
figure it
interested
out.
to see prior to the ghost runner rule how often you went like above 11, 12 innings and extra inning games.
Hmm.
Because I
But
know obviously there were several long games in the past, but I don't know how often exactly that happened.
yeah, and if that even is, I that number might be small enough that it's negligible in looking at
Yeah.
how many innings you need covered per season, which is really all I was trying to find.
Yeah.
But yeah, that number was a little bit harder to find than I thought it would be. So, but yeah.
That is interesting. I'm really surprised, honestly, about the fact that the Guardians were top in bullpen usage, or like
Bottom
the
in bullpen
there we go,
usage.
bottom. That's what I meant.
Yeah, yeah. Well, top isn't. I
Smallest
guess they didn't need them.
smallest number. I guess that's kind of what I was thinking that they would be put at the top. But yeah, that is honestly surprising to me. It'll be interested to see then over the next season if that changes at all or how it evolves.
Well, and I think the answer to the original question has to be that the six-man rotation, I mean, it had to have contributed to that. I mean, guys were pitching on more rest, which the MLB stat page looks like it has an option to let you sort guys' stats based on how many days rest they had, but then when you click it, nothing comes up, like it
Oh,
won't load.
that's
So
fine.
they're trying to track that. They're just not tracking it successfully.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that, I would assume that plays a role. And if we look ahead to next season, I think we have to keep a six-man rotation because we have, I'm scared to say it, but too many starting pitchers.
We do have a lot of
What?
starting pitchers.
What?
What? Who said that?
I would never say that.
Well, and
Oh
also
my God,
Shane
what?
Bieber is coming back. So yeah,
You know, I keep
obviously.
seeing people ask for that, and I would love it so much, but what a terribly inefficient use of money that would be.
I can
I
pretend.
need you to stop being realistic. I want a dream. I want him to come back.
Exactly. I
Someday
don't care how he fits. I just want him in Cleveland.
in the future, we are going to have exclusive streaming rights to the whole country of Australia. We are going to have David Blitzer's money, and we are going to
Oh,
pay Shane Bieber.
Exactly.
it's beautiful.
See, I don't know why are we. This is why we are not in charge of a baseball
No,
team.
no.
I think we should be.
I
Can
would.
Shane Bieber hit?
Hmm.
Oh my God, Shohei too.
Get in the cages, Shane. See what you got. Um, yeah, I do believe I was saying this at the end of the playoffs, and like during the playoffs, that I really do think a six-man rotation specifically for this team, um, would be a good idea. I would be interested. I would like for them to start off the season with the six man, see how it goes, um, and see if we can't make that work because I really do think the starting pitchers specifically thrived on that six man and being able to have just that extra day of rest in between each of their starts. So yeah, I'll be interested to see what 2026 brings and if they keep that going.
We ended the season with obviously six starting pitchers. They have a decision to make on John Means and whether or not he comes back.
Mm.
Ben
Sure.
Lively presumably returns. I don't know if there's a decision to be made there. I don't know where he
He
is.
is so actually they just released the official free agency list since free agency started today. And Cleveland has two official free agents right now. They have Jacob Junis and Lane Thomas.
Okay.
Those are our only two official free agents.
So we've
So Lively is still in that arbitration limbo.
okay. So they've got the six they ended with decision on John Means, Ben Lively, Daniel Espino looks like he's still warming up to be a pitcher. And we could go nine-man rotation.
Why not? Why
But
stop at
realistically,
six?
some of these guys are probably not going to be in the organization when the season starts. We can't bank on all of them being healthy, but I like where they stand, and I think that a six-man rotation makes a little bit of sense.
Yeah, I agree. All right. I think our next topic of conversation was going to be, I think what we're going to now call Mikayla's Card Corner.
I need a theme song. I want a logo.
Mikayla's Card Corner.
Yeah, so there are two pre-orders that go up this week, and then I want to talk about the update series that drops on November 11th. So the first pre-order that is tomorrow, so when this drops, that today, I guess, is Allen and Ginter. I don't, neither of you are really into cards, but Allen and Ginter is the weirdest project in the entire, like, it's just the weirdest baseball card that exists. Like, they
Alan
put, like,
Ginter.
Allen and Ginter, yeah.
Alan and Ginter. Got it.
Yeah, and it's so they're like they make them
Oh,
look really
I
old-timey
just
and
Googled it.
stuff.
And yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and so like they have like inserts that just have like fossils in them, and they have like one year they had like George Washington's hair in it, and
What?
it's so weird. They would just put weirdest things ever, but then it's also like baseball players. Or you can get like Drewski's auto is in 2025.
Well, I
Like
also see it looks like they had Chuck Norris.
yeah, it's just the weirdest product that exists.
No, I
The
love it.
on
This is fantastic.
It's one of my absolute favorites. I have to convince myself to not buy like thousands of dollars worth of it to borrow. It's so much fun. And it's so much fun to open because you're like open and you're like, I don't know what any of this is. The issue is that there's no checklist out, which is one of my pet peeves of Topps is when they release a card set, they do a pre-order and there's no checklist out. So like I could be right because like since I collect Stephen Kwan, chances of him being in this is like slim. I feel like Guardians. I don't usually get lucky on the weird checklist sets. I feel like whenever I spend like a lot of money chasing Quan cards, he's like never in the set then. But one of the inserts they're doing this year is the lighthouses,
Ooh,
like famous lighthouses. And I don't. I'm so I grew up in like not in Cleveland, but like out towards Marblehead Lighthouse. So if there's a
hmm,
Marblehead Lighthouse,
that
um,
would be cool.
I would be really excited for that. So that would forgive the Stephen Kwan not being in it.
So I just Googled it and I looked up an athletic article popped up saying our favorite cards from the 2024 Allen and Ginter set. They have a bunch of Westminster dogs winners.
Yep.
They had a scratch and sniff card that was cinnamon rolls, which
Yeah, I
amazing.
pulled a grass one last year, scratch and sniff grass, and it literally just smelled like fresh cut grass. It was awesome.
That's beautiful. X-rays of random animals.
Awesome.
Why not?
It's
This
so
is
silly.
chicken tenders. This is
One
amazing.
of the
And a bee,
biggest
just a bee.
Oh my God, I got the whole set. I completed the bee set and I sent it to my sister because she keeps bees.
That's beautiful. I love that for you.
I was like, here, you can have this on your bee farm.
I love that.
Um,
This bee one is actually really nice. It says
no, they're really
buzzin'.
pretty. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's so
that's
cute. I love
that's
Alan Ginger so
amazing.
much.
I might just need to
Um,
get a pack of this for shits and giggles just to see what I get, just because it's
it's like the
so
exact
ridiculous.
cards to get for shits and giggles. Like that's exactly what it's meant for. Because it's just like so weird and you can't ever get mad because oh, you're like, oh, I have a Westminster dog card. Who cares? Like no, like you're not getting the cards for like giant chases. You're getting it for the whimsy of it all.
They did a
Um,
whole series on girl baseball players.
yeah.
That's cool. They
Oh no,
also
it's
did
really
one that's just called Girls and Children. And now I'm scared. I'm on their Wikipedia page now. I'm in
oh
this.
my God,
I'm deep now.
I'm so glad. Oh my gosh, welcome to the world of
Oh,
Ellen and Ginter. It's so weird.
how goofy.
It's so much fun. It's so much fun to rip too, because like you never know what you're gonna get, and it doesn't matter what you get. Like I said, I got a grass card, and I was like, this is awesome.
That's
Um,
beautiful.
yeah. They also, like I said, they always have like a fossil insert. They always, which is one of my favorites. There's always just so many fun ones. But the other thing that's coming out this week is Topps Black and White Baseball, which is really cool because it's the whole set is like all the base cards are literally just black and white, and then the color parallels are like they just put like a nice little filter on them. There's no pink, unfortunately, but they always have like
Womp
green, red,
womp.
and purple. I know, right? There should be more pink cards.
There should be.
Um, there is a top list available for Topps Black and White, and so that pre-order is on Tuesday at noon Eastern. But Stephen Kwan has a signs in it, and so does Angel and John Kenzie both have base and autos. And then Jose is also in it, but he just has base. He doesn't have auto. But I'm excited for that. It's always they're always like gorgeous pictures, and they try to make them more like photography based.
Cool.
But the biggest one coming up, which was supposed to originally release on October 29th, which has a lot of issues with it, is now releasing November 12th. And that's the 2025 Tops Update series. So this is like the right where they have like everyone who debuted, they have all those players in there. So for us,
Hmm.
like we have Doug McKazy, Nick Enright, we have Zach Kent, Will Wilson, all
Gotcha.
and like as
Okay.
our that type of list. Um, the blasters, like the value boxes, though, are always holiday themed. So the holiday theme, though, for update is always Halloween.
Hmm.
So we will be opening Halloween cards on November 12th.
Why not?
We missed the deadline a little bit there. It's fine. Um, but yeah, so our overall checklist isn't great, I would say. Like I probably won't be spending a lot of money chasing our normal checklist. We have So there's Jose and Steven have a joint card, like a veteran combo.
Oh, that's interesting.
I know, so that's probably I'm excited to see what that is. But then we have Doug, Nikhazy, Nick Enright, Jonathan Rodriguez, Carlos Santana, Gabriel Arias, Zach Kent, Will Wilson, Eric Sabrowski, Logan Allen, and Nolan Jones. It's not.
I'm
I'm
here for
not. I'm not.
Sabrowski. I'll
I'm
take
not
that
like
one.
super in love with that checklist. I feel like we could have done better. But we have a really, really good autograph checklist. Like Kyle Manzardo signs and a bunch of stuff. So Stephen Kwan has
Oh,
like 8
cool.
different auto cards. I will be chasing all of them.
Oh my God.
Um, Jose Ramirez has like the own the name relics where you can get like the card of it's like each of the individual letters on the back of their jerseys. So you can
Oh, I
like
love that.
yeah, you could like
That's
fill the name
neat.
out. Yeah, those are crazy.
I was
People
gonna
who
say
chase
those are
those
probably
are in
nuts.
yeah, they're so crazy because you have to get like 6 one-of-ones.
Yeah.
I could have done Quan, I guess. I only have to do 4 letters then. But people who do like really long names, power to them. That's crazy.
I would
Um,
like to see Crow Armstrong. I would like
oh
to see
yeah.
Kiner Falefa. What's the Reds guy who has the really long name? Isn't
Um,
there? Oh,
Inca.
Encarnacion Strand. Oh, that'd be a good
Yes.
one.
I don't think they'd put him in the own the name. They'd be like, No, I'm so sorry.
Oh,
You
that's a
actually don't
bummer.
qualify." Um, but yeah, and then Jose has a heavy lumber relic auto, so it's like a literally a piece of wood is the card, and
I
then
love
on the
those.
card is a piece of the wood from his bat, and then he signs the piece of wood on the bat. And they're
That's
short
really cool.
printed. There's only about like 10 of them usually. So we'll see. Steven had one last in the last set. So he has one in this set, which I'm really excited about. But then there's so many cool. He also has a Real One's Golden Mirror auto, which is a new set for this exact, which is well, sorry, it's like a new parallel for this set. It hasn't existed before. So there's always like golden mirrors, which are basically image variations, but the back of the card is gold,
Ooh,
and they're called golden mirror. But they've never had autographs before. So this year they're gonna have, or in this set they're gonna have autographs. And Jose Ramirez has one, and I think the autos, like the auto box, is going to be black, and then they sign in gold Sharpie. So that's a new card that's coming out for this set, but
nice.
ultimately, I would say like our actual checklist isn't great, but I'm really excited. Our autos and inserts are really enjoyable, so I am looking forward to that. I think I only ordered one of those boxes though. Like I said, because the pre-order for that has already passed, but the street release date is November 12th.
Awesome. Oh, and Schneeman or Clement didn't win. The Astros guy won utility
Boo.
Boo.
gold glove. Mauricio Dubon. Whatever. Lame. All right, so I guess Kwan's our only gold glove winner.
I can't complain. We probably should have played better collectively. I'm glad Quan won his gold
Uh,
glove.
I mean, sure. The Royals won too.
Okay, maybe we didn't need to play better.
Michael Garcia and Bobby Witt each won
Okay,
for theirs.
that's
But
fine.
whatever. All right, next year. All right. Well, thank you, Mikayla.
Yeah, sorry, I don't have much else for cards
Oh
today.
no, you're fine. I'm actually honest to
No,
God,
that's
I
good.
think I might be buying a Allen and Winter set just because they're so goofy.
They're so
Um
goofy. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for them. If they have a Marblehead Lighthouse, I will be taking my little, because they're like mini cards. I will be taking my mini card and driving my ass over to Sandusky to get a picture with it.
do a little
I
photo
want to
shoot.
introduce the card. Yeah, I like taking the card. I want to introduce it to its dad. Like this is Papa Lighthouse.
Oh, that's so cute. Oh, fantastic. All right. Well, one last thing before we say goodnight, unless there's anything else anyone had to say about anything else pertinent to the Guardians or baseball or cards or bees, maybe. I don't know.
Um, no.
All right. That's
Well, we
fine.
survived the World Series, and next season starts now.
Yes. How many days until pitchers and catchers report?
Why hasn't the spring training schedule released also?
So I think it did actually. I think they
No, it's not
released.
released yet because I'm trying to go
Is
and I
there a World Baseball Classic this year? Maybe
yes.
Oh, in
that's
March. Yeah, in
yeah,
2026.
yeah. So maybe
Oh
that's throwing
God.
some people off, but there's also that.
Oh yeah, no, it just says fall 2025. Look at that. Tickets are
Because it
supposed to
usually
be
releases in August and I was going to go this year and I'm like,
weird.
well, When do I go?
I went this past year. It was a lot of fun. The ballparks are very intimate. I only went to Goodyear. I didn't go to any other ballpark, but I saw 3 or 4 games there. The vets aren't super excited to or super willing to sign things.
Oh yeah,
Um,
that's fine. I went to
yeah,
the Grapefruit League last year. I It was a ton of fun. I just like baseball a lot, so
yeah. But it was cool seeing, they played for the first half of the game and then the kids played for the second half. So we got to see Bazana a lot, which was fun.
that is cool.
But yeah, highly recommend anybody who ever has the opportunity to go check it out and get out to Arizona or even Florida. It's just a fun experience. The ballparks are very intimate, they're very small. You literally, if you're like over at the bullpen, you're standing like 3 feet from the guys, like watching them warm up. That's where I would post up. I would watch the guys, I would watch the starting pitcher warm up before each game, and you're just like really just there, just like right next to him. So it's a cool experience. So if you do ever get a chance, I highly recommend you check it out. So one last thing before we shut down. Our first giveaway was this week. We were giving away one of the Topps cards, the AL Central Clinch, right, Mikayla?
Yeah, black foil out of 10.
Yes. It was a good one. Those cards are really, really nice. I got Bybie's, was it Bybie's Complete Game? I think I got one of those specialty cards, and they're hefty. They're really
Yeah.
nice.
And they had the cute little like the little
The little
logo.
case.
Yeah.
That
I
was my
like
first time ordering one of
Oh,
those. So,
welcome. Yeah,
yes.
it's a weird time. It's like a weird product. I just bought the the World Series set. One day I'm gonna get an Otani autograph and then I can just retire. Is what is my plan. That's my entire retirement plan. So,
Is a re- is a autographed Otani.
yeah, it's like kanji autograph. That's all I need, and then I'll retire.
It's a good one to have. It's a good
Yeah.
retirement card.
That's
Um, but we're excited to announce that Ben at cow_cards on Instagram is our giveaway winner. So yay! Congratulations,
Woo!
Ben. We will be sending the card out very soon, hopefully this week, and you should receive it soon.
And he's
Um,
gonna get a Caught Lookin stickers.
Ooh,
I
fancy,
know.
lucky, lucky
Spoiled.
guy. Yes, we're very excited. We finally have like some mini merch, if you will. We will be handing those out also at the first Her Hobby Trade Night coming up on Saturday, November 15th. Michaela's going to be there. I think Sarah's going to be there. I think a couple other ladies are going to be there. So come check out, support the hobby. Saturday, November 18th from 3 to 7 at Brew Nuts on Detroit Avenue in Cleveland. Highly recommend. You've got cards of all sorts, whichever ones you want, not just baseball, donuts and beer. What could be better?
Nothing.
I think that is going to wrap up episode 10 of Caught Looking. Thank you so much, Allie and Mikayla, for joining me tonight.
Of
Always. Thank you for
course.
having us.
Yes. And thank you all for tuning in and supporting the show. Make sure to follow us on social media and subscribe wherever you listen so you never miss an episode. Whether you are here for the hot takes, the heartbreaks, or the home runs, don't get caught looking. Go
Go Cards.
Guards!